Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in this video I'd like to show you how I made and installed this large, really useful overhead storage shelf in my workshop, and I made it just out of a piece of scrap chipboard that I found thrown out on the side of the road. So I want to make a larger shelf here to replace this temporary one that I made out of some bed slats. So I'm just measuring up the area, and I'm going to go with 136 centimeters by 30 deep. So I have this old piece of chipboard that I found thrown out, and I thought this would be a great idea to use it up. First of all, I'm just checking to make sure it's all square, and it looked good. Now I could start marking up 136 centimeters long. Here I'm just using the speed square to help, and then I could take a ruler and join up the two lines. Then, using a straight edge and some clamps, I could cut with a circular saw. Now I could repeat the process to get the width of the shelf, which is 30 centimeters, starting off with the speed square and then joining up the lines with a straight edge. If you have a track saw, this would be much easier, but I don't, and I'm using the straight edge here with some clamps to make the cut with the circular saw. Now I wanted to give a profile to the shelf. I'm using a Roman ogee bit in the palm router, and that will just make it look a bit more interesting. Then I used a round over bit to round over all the edges to prevent any chips later on. There was a few holes in the chipboard, so I took some filler and filled these holes in. Then I gave it a light sanding down. And I sanded over all the edges and the corners to make it nice and smooth. Now I could give it a coat of paint, and I'm just using some fence stain here, some sage green coloured fence stain. So now I needed to attach it to the wall. There's already two London brackets. I'm going to add a third bracket because this shelf is much wider than the old shelf. So I'm using a spirit level to help me to get everything nice and level. And then with an awl I could make some marks to drill some pilot holes for the bracket. And I'm going directly into the studs of the workshop. So at the other end I'm going to use a small bracket because I can't access a stud, so I'm taking it off the other wall in the corner, and this will help to support the corner of the shelf to make it nice and secure. Again, just using the spirit level there and then drilling some pilot holes. Now I could offer up the shelf and it fit nicely. Then I could drill some small pilot holes and get it attached to the brackets. For the awkward spots, I just used a small screwdriver. And I added this small push light underneath to illuminate the desk below. Now I just needed to get some stuff onto the shelf. So that's about it for this video. I was pleased with how it turned out in the end, considering it was just a piece of chipboard that I found thrown out on the side of the road, and it's going to make use of this this high space at the peak of the roof in my workshop. The peak of the roof is at about 7 feet 6, and this shelf starts at about 6 feet 4, 6 feet 5 or so. So it's above my head, and it's really useful to store all sorts of bits and bobs in your workshop. And I've even added this little light here which illuminates the desk down below. So I think it's definitely worth considering putting a large shelf if you've got some high roof space in your workshop to make the most of it. So if you did find this video useful, please remember to like and also consider subscribing for more DIY related videos. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.